Support our school by subscribing to the channel and check out our website for new classes starting soon. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Columbus School of Chinese. Today I want to talk about how Americans tend to sound when they speak Mandarin. What are the telltale signs of an American accent? What Americans sound like to Chinese speakers when we speak Chinese. I want to focus in on one of them in particular to kind of make you more aware of the issue so that you can begin to address it, begin to make your accent sound a little bit more like a native Mandarin speaker and a little bit less like a foreigner. And this issue has to do with the American tendency to put extra vowels on the end of certain vowel sounds. What do you call the first letter of the alphabet in English? What do you call it? You call it the letter A. What have I told you when you say that name of that letter, A? You're not just saying one vowel. You're doing a vowel slide. You start from and slide all the way into E. So from to E, we have A, the letter A. We might think it's just a single vowel sound, but really to linguists, we are sliding. And this is the source of a lot of American accent speaking foreign languages, whether it be Mandarin or Spanish or what have you. The letter A is not the only one of these vowel slides that we don't know we're doing as Americans. O, for example, the letter O. You actually have to slide between vowels to say the name of that letter, O. U. It starts with ends with U. O. Further proof I'm doing a slide here is that my lips have to move. My lips have to slide from one position to the next when I say the name of that letter. O. I can feel my mouth closing, my lips closing to do that. Spanish, for example, a Spanish word might end in the letter E. So that letter E in Spanish sounds like like the word for the Caribbean. Caribe. An American might say Caribe. We're doing a slide with that A at the end, when really it's not a slide in Spanish. Caribe. So how does this issue manifest in speaking Mandarin? For example, the word bie, B-I-E in pinyin. Bie. In Mandarin, we're sliding from E to we end on an But Americans don't want to end on an especially when we see that letter E there. We want to say BA. So it's almost like we're sliding from E and we're going back to this E. So instead of BA, Americans tend to go BA. That's confusing to a Mandarin speaker's ear because it sounds like, wait a minute, which vowel did you mean to say? Bei, invert it, bie. So if you go bie, it sounds like you're combining those two options and we don't know which one of the two you want to say. It gets a little bit muddled. Some other good examples of this slide when we're sliding from E to pie instead of pie. Lie instead of lie. Another good one, the Y-E, because Y in pinyin just essentially stands in for another I, another E sound. Yeah, as opposed to yay. No need to put another E on the end. No need to go yay back to E. Another great example of this is that OU vowel slide in pinyin. So a word like guo, G-U-O, guo. Americans see that O on the end of that word and they say, oh, okay, so I know how to say the letter O. It goes from O. I mean, you don't consciously think that, but subconsciously you say to yourself, I know how to say the letter O. Guo. So instead of guo and stopping there, it's almost like we're putting another U on the back of that word. It sounds like Americans are saying G-U-O-U guo, guo, instead of just guo. So the Mandarin word guo starts from u, blends to o, wo. If you start to sound like Joey from the sitcom Blossom from the early 90s, you might be adding an extra vowel on the end. Don't say guo like Joey. All right, you want to say guo and end it there. End it there. Another great example is the word wo, wo, the first person singular pronoun wo, wo, I, or me. Because wo is essentially like a uo. W is standing in for the letter U in pinyin. Wo, wo. No need to add another U sound on the end. So it's wo instead of whoa. So ask yourself, are you being a Joey from the 90s sitcom Blossom? When you say wo, are you saying wo? Or are you saying whoa? Other examples, duo as opposed to duo. Bo as opposed to bo. Mo as opposed to mo. It's a tough habit to break, but knowing about that tendency is the first step. Try to pay a little bit of attention. Am I stopping where I should on these certain vowel slides, or am I adding more extra that I don't need to?